Hello, baseball fans. This is King Ikeboo coming to you live from Crosley Field in Cincinnati, where we will continue our 1930-1968 challenge game number 2 between the Reds of 30 and the Reds of 68. When I was a kid, I grew up in Edmonton. Sports radio was in its infancy or almost non-existent. There was one program, Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Ched. It was Ched, or was it, which channel was it? Radio channel. Anyway, Brian Hall had his 1-hour sports show from 10 o'clock till 11 o'clock every Sunday night. That's pretty much all the sports talk there was. And I was supposed to be sleeping then, but I was in bed listening, of course, to him. And he always said Cincinnati. He also always said Missouri and Cincinnati. So I don't know if it's right, if it's just him, or is it true? Is it Cincinnati or is it Cincinnati? I don't know. Someone from Ohio can tell me. But he always said Cincinnati, so sometimes when I think it's cool or something, I'll say Cincinnati. But anyway, 1930 versus 68. We'll continue on. Game 1 was won by the 1930 Reds. It was the first game won by a 1930 team in the National Pastime 3 game. They were 4-0 going into, or 0-4 going into that game, and they won the game 4-2. So they're representing 1930s much better than the rest of the team so far. Of course, the teams I've played so far are probably the bottom of the 1930s. So we'll get better in 1930s, and I'm saving the best matchups for last. The ones that have the two, typically the teams that did well. There's certain franchises that did well in both 1930 and 1968. Those are the ones I'm saving to the end. This one is the 7th place Cincinnati Reds of 1930 versus the 4th place 68. So it's not one is clearly better than the other, although you wouldn't have known it from game 1. But anyway, let's continue on this one. Leading off and playing left field for 1930 is Kurt. I'm having trouble. I called him Warner a couple times in the first game. I have to do a couple corrections. We'll get to them when I get there. But Kurt Walker in left field. Batting second, the first baseman, Joe Strip. Batting third, the right fielder, Harry Heilman. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Tony Cuccinello. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Pat. I always forget his first name. Pat Crawford. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Bob Musil. Batting seventh, the catcher, Clyde Sukeforth. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Leo the Lip DeRocher. And batting ninth, the pitcher, the winner of Game 1, and the MVP clearly was. They looked, and he also did it with the bat in that game, Benny Fry. Now, the starting lineup for the 1968 Cincinnati Reds. Leading off, playing left field, Alex Johnson. Batting second, the right fielder, Pete Rose. Batting third, the first baseman, Lee May. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter at third base, Tony Perez. Batting fifth, the catcher, Johnny Bench. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Veda Pinson. And that's where I have to correct myself. I knew he played with the Tribe. I said the early 60s. He actually played in the early 70s with the Tribe after Cincinnati. So I was wrong there, correcting myself as I often have to do. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Tommy Helms. I was about to say Wes Helms, but that's a different guy. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Lito Cardenas. And batting ninth, the pitcher today, George Culver. Culver gets the start. I believe it was who started the game yesterday. It was Arrigo, the left-hander. But they only have 2 left-handers on the bench or in the bullpen, so we're saving Arrigo for later in the game, and that's why Culver is getting the start. I think Culver had the most innings pitched for the Reds that year anyway. All right. So I want to salute Cincinnati because I was thinking about this earlier. In the National League, how many teams would, in all the National League cities, if they had to choose one team And all the rest, they had to get rid of all their other teams, and they only could pick one team. I think there's very few that would take baseball. I think Cincinnati is one of the only few. If they had a choice, they only have two teams there, the Reds and the Bengals. I am of the impression, I haven't talked and did a survey or anything, but I'd be under the impression that the people of Cincinnati would choose the Reds. Okay, if you go to Miami, if you gave them, you only have one team, they'll take the Dolphins. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If you go to Washington, I'm sure they'd take the Redskins. Atlanta, one team only. I think they would. It's not a big sports town. I'm guessing they would take the Bulldogs. If they had only one team, the Georgia Bulldogs, I think they would take them. That's my impression. I could be totally wrong. People from Georgia could correct me if there's any out there that are listening to this. Let's see. New York. Now there's almost half and half New York. There's the Mets, Jets, Nets, and Islander group. And then there's the Giants, Yankees, Knicks, and Ranger group. It seems like there's that divide. And of that one group, I'm sure that the Jets would be the first. If they had to get rid of all the rest, it'd be close, maybe, between the Mets and the Jets. But I think Jets are more popular. Phillies, the Philadelphia, I am sure that they take the E-Girls over the... Oh, I'm sorry, I've been calling them the E-Girls. I'm a Giants fan, so I've called them the E-Girls and the Cowgirls for so long, so it's a bad habit to break. The Eagles. I'm sure they take the Eagles over the Phillies. All right? Then you go out west. Giants, San Francisco. That's a close one, I think. I think they take the 49ers. I have the impression. Los Angeles. Well, they wouldn't take the Rams. That's clear, but... it'd be between the Dodgers and the Lakers. So because the Lakers are doing so bad, maybe they take the Dodgers. I'm kind of iffy on that one. If it was like Showtime Lakers or Kobe, Shaq Lakers, I'm sure the Lakers would win. But now, because Lakers are a disaster, I think they'd maybe take the Dodgers. In San Diego, they have no choice. But if it was still the Chargers and the Padres, I'm sure they'd take the Chargers. Arizona, I have no idea. Do they like any sports there? I'd say they'd probably take the Cardinals. And in Denver, no brainer, Broncos. So possibly out of all those teams we've talked about, maybe Los Angeles. And in the Central, okay, you got Milwaukee. I'm sure they take the Packers. I mean, Packers are a Wisconsin team, not just Green Bay. If only could have one team, I'm sure Packers would win. Pittsburgh, no doubt. Steelers, right? Chicago, I think it's clearly the Bears. I think because, there's such a, you might say the Cubs, I don't know, because of all those White Sox. People in the White Sox hate the Cubs, right? So Bears, there's only one NFL team. So that leaves Cincinnati. I think they take my impression, they take the Reds over the Bengals. And my hat's off, even though I'm a Cub fan, to St. Louis. Clearly the Cardinals. So those are the two teams in the National League. They're clearly, I think, Cincinnati's one, St. Louis is the other. They would take the baseball team. So my hat's off to the Cincinnati Red, the people of Cincinnati. That's why, I've been looking forward to this series with the Reds. I think it's because it's a baseball town, first and foremost. So I want to do this for them. Anyway, let's get this game underway. Enough yapping. We will start. Yes, I already talked about Veda Pinson being red for life until the 70s, so I was wrong there. Hopefully you'll forgive me. Anyway, let's get this one. Kurt Walker, he's playing left field. Let's get this game underway. And yes, I took that setting where before I said, "Where's the ball?" It was underneath all the squares on the here. It's not so bad here in Crosley Field, but these boxes go right across the field and you can't see the ball. Well, I saw. I think it was Uncle Ron. He had it disappeared. And I said, oh yeah, there's a setting where I can get rid of all the stuff on the screen so you can see the ball. So thanks, Uncle Ron, for that help with that. Anyway, Walker's on with a base hit. So a good start for 1930 once again. Here's Joe Strip. Joe Strip, we will, we're not going to bunt. We're just going to swing away. I like taking pitches. Let's make the pitcher work a little bit. Although it doesn't matter so much. He can only go 5 innings. But maybe get a walk out of this. I usually go sometimes till there's a strike. So it's 2 balls. Oh, okay, there's a strike. So I'm just going to let him, just eat lunch. Swung away. And he gets a base hit to left or to right field between... Pete Rose has the ball. He has an arm of 9, so 57% chance we will not send him. So first and second for Harry Heilman. And I talked about this in Game 1, how the last 2 teams of 1930 had one big hitter. They had Wally Berger. I kept forgetting his name. Wally Berger and Earl Webb were the 2 primary hitters, and neither one of them did anything in either series. For the Red Sox, Phil Tote was the hero. He had 4 home runs and 13 RBIs in the series, and Earl Webb did very little. But it was refreshing to see Harry Heilman, the big bat of Cincinnati, actually do something in Game 1. So here he has another opportunity with 2 men on in the first inning to do something. And he is by far their best hitter, .333 batting average, 19 home runs, 91 RBIs, and an OPS of 992. I mean, to give you a perspective, there's only 2 batters in 1968 in either league that had OPSs over 900. That was Carl Yastrzemski and Willie McCovey, and they were in the 930s. So Harry Heilman with his 992 OPS is a big bat. There's no denying that. But all the other big bats have done nothing for 30s so far. So maybe Heilman will reverse the trend. Anyway, 2 men on. Nobody out. Culver in trouble in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Heilman, the first pitch. And it's a strike. And yes, as I have to always explain, what I do is I have at-bat mode. If there's nobody on or the score is 3 runs or higher difference. And if it's 2 runs or lower and there's a man on, then I go to pitch-by-pitch mode. See, it's in pitch mode now. That's the way I do it. So, ball 1-1 to Heilman. He is a Detroit Tiger. Somehow he ended up in Cincinnati. I don't know how that happened, but something tells me he liked being in Detroit. That was a powerful team when he was there. Anyway, here's a dribbler to Helms. Helms makes the play. He's going to second. And the throw to first. Could be double play. Let's see what the umpire says. It is a double play. So Culver, his pitcher's best friend, gets out of the jam while he still has a runner at third. Here is Cuccinello. And hits one foul. 1 strike to Cuccinello. Here's the pitch. Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tony Cuccinello. He will play with the Brooklyn Dodgers, pretty sure, later in his career. 3-0, 3-1 to Cuccinello. And here's a base hit. Cuccinello gets a base hit, and it's 1-0, 1930s. I'm sure that the people of Cincinnati would wish that this was not a 1930-1968 challenge. They probably would wish it was a 1940-1968 challenge, because in 1940 they had an amazing team. They dominated the National League in 1940, but unfortunately for them, it is a 1930-1968 challenge. But they've been holding their own so far in this series, so nothing to be ashamed of. Even though we talked about last time, in the second half of the season, they only won 19 ball games. So 19 of 72 ball games they won. That's not very good. So, but they're doing much better here in the series. Here's Pat Crawford. I always want to say Sam Crawford, but that, of course, he was a Tiger from earlier days in like the dead ball era. But he's Pat. Okay, it's a ball and a strike, 1-0, 1930s, 1 run in, 1 man on, 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 out to Pat Crawford. 3 balls and a strike. Culver is struggling here in this first inning, throwing a lot of pitches. Here's a fly ball to Pete Rose out and right. And Pete Rose was an amazing... I didn't know he was that good a fielder when he was young. I know he was played almost everywhere. I think the only positions he didn't play were catcher and short. I don't know if maybe he didn't play center field. I don't know. Probably at some point in his career he played center field. But he played everywhere else because he was a team guy first and foremost. He did whatever necessary for the team. In fact, the Cincinnati Reds struggled in the early 70s. I mean, they always were good, but they couldn't get over the hump until Pete Rose said, okay, I will play third base. Because that was kind of like the hole they had. So that allowed... oh, man, I should always think of it. Well, I know it's Ken Griffey to play, but... the 52 home run man of 1978. Oh, brother. Should always watch what I... before I speak, I should always have these names in my head. Anyway, Alex Johnson is on. That's going to bother me. It's going to bother me, so I'm going to bring it up here. Let's see. I can just do this because he played in this season. So I should know him for sure. Mets, where are you, Mets? Didn't you play this day? Picked a day that the Mets didn't play. I'm sure they play this day because it's a Sunday. Okay, Mets, there you are. George Foster. I didn't even have to look at it. That's what happens sometimes. You think, okay, I forget this name, and then I know I feel like I'm rambling, but anyway, you're just about to find out, and then it comes to you. George Foster. Yeah. So the move, Pete Rose going to third base, allowed George Foster to play left field, and then they became really the powerhouse Red machine. Here's Rose with a man on. They're down 1, but they are not going to be sitting back. They are going for it now. Pete Rose at the plate. He takes a ball. 1-1 to Pete Rose. I like to say, just for the record, maybe I'll say it again, I don't know, but the Hall of Fame is not the All Saints group. It's not a group of saints. Perfect people. They're all flawed, every one of them. And for that reason, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll just put it out there. I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, that's we can disagree. This is a free country where hopefully we can still disagree with each other and still be friends. But I believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, he was the first ball player I remember as a young little kid, 6, 7 years old, that stood out. How could he not stand out in those days? But so I have a special affinity for Pete Rose. And there he gets a base hit. He's going for 2. He is in there. So the Reds are set up for a big inning here. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out for Lee May. Lee May was a .290 hitter, 22 home runs, 80 RBIs. Here's a pitch to Lee May. Ball 1. And Lenny Fry's having a tougher time than he did in the... what's that? A dribbler foul. Tougher time they had in game number 1. He just cruised through 5 innings. Gave up a run. But basically cruised through his performance. He's having much more trouble here today. Here's a fly ball to center field. It's deep. Going back is Musil. And he makes the catch at the fence. No, he doesn't make the catch. He drops it. And... throw home, or what was that? To me, but he's tagging up, so, well, I'm not throwing. I'm going to try to, I don't know what that was exactly. What's the ruling here? Okay, he makes the grab, but he bobbles the ball. He grabs it. He does make the catch. He just bobbled it, so it really didn't cost him anything because there's no way he's going to throw out Johnson from third anyway, so it's no error, so all's well that ends well. No damage done. Extra damage anyway. But Pete Rose at second with 1 out. Lee May drove in a run with a sacrifice fly, and it's 1-1. Here's Tony Perez. Here's a little dribbler to Pat Crawford. Throws it to Strip for the out. Rose goes to third, and there's 2 away here in the first inning. So let's see if Benny Fry can get out of the inning. Here's Johnny Bench, Rookie of the Year, 1968. And he hits it foul. Strike 1. Rose waiting at third. He would love to get home, of course. The competitor that he is. 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnny Bench. Here's a line to right to Crawford. Makes the play. And so it's 1-1 after 1 inning. Here's Bob Musel. Fouled it back strongly. But it's 2 strikes on Musel. Here's a ground ball to Perez. Perez throws it across the diamond. It's going to be close. What is the... He's safe at first. He's awarded with a base hit. Good play, good hustle by Bob Musel. Not noted for his speed. Although he's 7 out of 10. That's not bad. Here is Suk Forth. Suk Forth is a 1-bunter, but he's a 7-hit run man. Something we might consider. Let's take a pitch. See if we can get ahead on the count. Strike. We don't, so he's going to swing away. Hopefully he doesn't hit into a double play. Ball. And he gets a base hit to right. Musel, is he going to... Oh, 59% chance. So this arm of Pete Rose is really coming into effect. Because usually I could go to third, but because he's a 9 arm, he is preventing us from taking that chance. Basically 50-50 chance. Here's Leo the Lip. 243 hitter, 3 home runs, 32 RBIs, a 4 bunter. I think with those numbers, he could at least bunt, but he can't even do that. That's why he's in this 8th spot. And Fry is a pretty decent hitter. We found out, yes, we found out, so it would be a good play perhaps to bunt him over. But with only a 4, I don't think I can take that chance. Let's take a couple pitches. Ball 1 to Leo. 2. No, it's a strike. But 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll let him swing away now. And he hits a fly ball. Johnson's going over, and he can't get there. It's in the stands for a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Leo DeRocher. And he gets another hit. Rose is busy out there in right field. Should we send him home? Nobody out? I say no. I've been burned so many times. Here's Benny Fry. Good hitting pitcher. Drove in 2 runs in the first game. What can he do today? Bases loaded, nobody out. Ball 1 to Fry. And he gets a base hit. Everything's going that way. Culver must be pitching outside. No, he's going to hold. Bases still loaded for Kurt Walker. He's a 307 hitter. 8 home runs, 51 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Walker. Ball 1. He's ahead on the count. Strike. 1-1 to Kurt Walker, the left fielder. Leadoff hitter. He's a good on-base man. I think it's like 390 on base. That's why he's leading off. Another ball. 3 balls and a strike to Kurt Walker. Danger of walking in a run. And he lines out to Tony Perez. And Sukforth gets back. And there's 1 out. Joe Strip. He's singled first time up. Of course, between first and second, all the hits have gone there. Ball 1 to Strip. Strike. 1-1 to Joe Strip. And he hits a dribbler. This should get a run home. I don't think it's going to be a double play. Perez, Strip, unless he can't run. Let's go. Oh, I think it might be a double play. So Culver has been helped in 2 consecutive innings by the double play ball. But they still score a run, and it's 2-1. It could have been worse, though, for 1930. Here's Veda Pinson. 271, 6 home runs, 48 RBIs. And here's a little ground ball to DeRocher. He's a 10 range, though he makes a few errors. But it looks like he's out. One down here in the second inning. Tommy Helms, 288 hitter, 2 home runs, 47 RBIs. Here's a foul ball to the right field line. For the 2-2 is the count to Tommy Helms. He walks him. First walk given up by Fry.
Shortstop, Leo Cardenas.
And do we defend the bunt? Enfield's normal, 1 out. Pitcher up next. We're not going to play for a bunt. Here, strike. Strike 1 from Fry to Cardenas. Ball 1. 1-1. Helms no threat to steal. Ball 2. 2-1 to Cardenas, the shortstop. 3 balls and a strike. Come on, let's get the ball over the plate, Benny. And it's up the middle for a base hit in front of Musil. Helms will stop at second base. So here, Culver is a 10 bunter with 1 out. I think we got to play it. Corners are in. Not much of a hitter. Anticipating the bunt. Here's the pitch to Culver. Strike. Any indication that he is bunting. Infield expecting a bunt, but no indication. Here's the second pitch to Culver. Ball. Ball 2. 1-1. Still no. Oh, it is. Culver to bunt. Good. So we have the right fielding. We have the right defense. Strike. We'll still play the bunt. And he's swinging away, and it's pop fly foul out of play. So maybe we should take the corners back now. That could be the strategy, though. Not infield in, not guard, just normal. Here we go. 2 strikes to Culver. Ball. 2-2 to Culver. You don't want to walk the pitcher. And it's a ground ball to Leo DeRocher. Makes the play. Throws it across the diamond. Couldn't get the runner at second. Had to go to first. Wasn't hit very hard, but it should be an out for the second out of the inning.
Left fielder, Alex Johnson.
But that allows Alex Johnson to come up with 2 men in scoring position. He singled last time. He's a .312 hitter, which is outstanding for 1968. He will go to the California Angels. I know he's playing there in 1970, and he was outstanding that year for them. But I don't know if he plays one more year in Cincinnati or not. I suspect he goes to the Angels next year. Ball. 2 balls and a strike to Alex Johnson. Here's a ground ball to Cuccinello, not the greatest fielder. And it's going to be close, but I think he got him. Let's see what the umpire says. Inning over. First inning without a run. It's 2-1 Cincinnati 1930. Here's Heilman. Heilman ground to second into a double play first time up. Double play has been the savior for 68s in this game. He flies out to Rose in right field. Nice play. 1 down here in the third. Cuccinello. It's 1 for 1. A ground ball to Perez. Perez makes the play. Throws across the diamond for the out. 2 quick outs for the 30s here in the third.
Second baseman,
Pat Crawford, a 290 hitter. 0 for 1 today. It's high fly ball to Pinson. It's deep, but Pinson should have room. Makes the catch, and that's the inning. It's a first inning that the 30s haven't scored. Here's Pete Rose, 1 for 1. Here's Joe Strip's going to be tested. He never makes many errors. He's .996 fielding percentage, and he makes that play easily. 1 away. Rudy May, or Lee, I always want to say Rudy May. I mean, the 1983 White Sox was Rudy May. But that's Rudy Law. There's Rudy May, Rudy Law, and Lee May. Get them all mixed up. Strikeout.
Third baseman, Tony Perez.
Tony Perez. Yes, he played at third base. Not the best. They moved him quickly to first base. And that's why they got rid of Lee May and traded him with Helms and a sweetener I believe, to Houston for Joe Morgan and sweeteners. And he strikes out.
Center fielder, Bob Musel.
So Fry had a much better inning there in the third. Here's Musel. He strikes out.
Catcher, Clyde.
These pitchers are getting into a groove now. They had a shaky beginning, but they are doing better now. Sukforth. Here's a fly ball to Johnson. Deep left field corner. And he makes the grab for the second out. Here's DeRocher. We put down his hitting, but I believe he had a hit in game 1, and he has a hit here in game 2. So maybe we should shut up about his hitting already. Up the middle, he's going to try to run it out, but I think he will be unsuccessful, and the inning will be over.
Catcher, Johnny, bench.
Here's bench. Pinson and Helms due up for the 68s here in the 4th inning. High fly ball by bench, but it should be caught. He has lots of room and makes the play.
Center fielder, Veda, Pinson.
Pinson's 0 for 1. And he hits it hard. Into the corner. He's going for 3. I don't know who was throwing it.
Baseman,
It was like a fan threw that back in, but he still gets into third. So now we have a 8 runner at third base. Tommy Helms. We have the bottom of the lineup. I think we're going to bring the infield in. Do we want to keep the lead? And if he gets on first, no big deal. Ball 1 to Helms. Strike. Is it a swinging? Yes. He took a cut and missed it. Okay, so Leo's going to make the play. I don't think he's going to... Good play. Good managing. Prevents that run from scoring. Good play by Leo.
shortstop, Leo, Cardenas.
Now we might want to think about... Okay, so he's a 235 hitter. So this is the we could put him on and pitch to Culver, who's only 121, or Culver still has to pitch another inning, so he's going to be leading off the 5th inning, and then instead of top of the order, we have Culver leading off. So that's always the dilemma. But in this case, I have faith in Benny Fry. He's going to pitch to him. Strike 1. If it was like ball 3, we'd put him on. But he's 0-2. So we definitely going to keep pitching to him. And here's a base hit up the middle. We are managing. First of all, we look great. And now, see, that's the job of the manager, right? He looks great the first time. When they bring the infield in, then he looks like a total doofus in this next batter because he pitches to the 8th place hitter and gets burned. We are now tied at 2. And we don't have the leadoff hitter as the pitcher. We had him 0-2. That drives a manager crazy. You got 0-2 and you still give up the base hit. And here's a hit. See, look, the pitcher got a hit too. So even if we would have walked him, it would not guarantee anything.
Left fielder, Alex Johnson.
And Fry all of a sudden is struggling. And have to pitch to Johnson, who's an excellent hitter. Here's a dribbler. Go to second. Yes. So we get out of the inning. We're only tied. Could be worse. But it's now 2-2. And last time at bat for Benny Fry. Last inning for Culver. And Benny Fry gets another hit. I don't know. I think he's 4 for 4 in this series so far.
Left fielder,
4 for 4. Benny Fry is the man at the plate. Especially. Here is Kurt Walker. He is 1 for 2. Seems like in this series, the 30s give up a run and they respond. They don't just go into the fetal position when they give up runs. They come out strong. They come out swinging in the next inning. That's a sign of a gutsy team. 1-1 to Walker. Ball 2 to Walker. Oh, this could be 2 again. Well, Cardenas, no, he's going to first. And he gets the out barely for Walker, and Fry goes to second. So it's just as good as a sacrifice.
first baseman, Joe Strib.
So now the big boys have someone on first in scoring position. First of all, Strip, a 306 hitter, 3 home runs, 64. Strike one to Strip. Ball one. 1-2 to Joe Strip. 2-2 to Strip. Three and two. I was thinking, making a joke about wallpaper or something. He's a wallpaper man in the offseason, Joe Strip. Anyway, first and second now for Harry Heilman. 1 out. He's 0 for 2 today. So I was just talking about how he was doing better than the other big hitters of this last 2 series, but he's struggling today. But he has another opportunity. Ball 1 to Heilman. Strike. 1-1 to Harry Heilman. Another strike. He's in the hole. Oh, 1-2. Can he dig himself out of it? 2-2 to Heilman. 3-2. Full count. Comes back. It's a fly ball. Should be easy for Pinson. He had to go a long ways, though. I thought first it was Rose's ball, but Pinson called him off. Fry goes to third. So not very productive at bat again for Harry Heilman today. Cuccinello 1 for 2. Ball 1 to Tony. The Cooch. I don't know if that was his nickname, but it should have been. Okay. Perez throws it across the diamond, and it's going to be the out. So no runs for the 30s in the top of the 5th. It's still 2-2. Here's Pete Rose in Benny Fry's last inning. And a base hit for Rose. No surprise there.
First baseman, Lee May.
I think he was the National League batting champion. Wasn't he batting champion in... let's go to this one first, but I have the baseball in this one. Was he the batting champion in 1968? Let's see. Season 68. I should have this up. That was my bad. Okay. So we got the batting. Batting. Standard batting. Okay, so... sort by batting average. Pete Rose, number 1. Yes. Matty Alou of Pittsburgh. Second. Felipe Alou, third. We already seen him. Alex Johnson is 4th, and Kurt Flood 5th. And Cleon Jones... he was already having... He batted like .335 in 1969, but he already had a good year in 68 as well. So yes, the batting champion. Wrong one. Batting champion. Pete Rose is on to lead off the 5th. Here's Lee May. Ball 1 to May. Strike. Come on, Fry. You don't want to be behind... when you leave the mound. Sukforth going back. Usually catchers would say, hey, I have no chance. But this is a big ball game. So Sukforth went right to the screen, hoping upon hope the ball would come back. 2-2 to Lee May. 3-2. And he walked him. First 2 men on. Fry's in trouble.
Third baseman, Tony Torres.
So he needs what Culver's rescued Culver today, the double play ball. And Perez, I'm sure, is a prime candidate for that. But he hits the ball in the air. But Walker should make the catch. And he does. We didn't see any red bobbling over there, so he makes the catch. And the first out. Still 2 men on for Johnny Bench. 0 for 2 today. Ball 1 to Johnny Bench. Here's a fly ball, pop fly. Cuccinello, looks like he should have a play. He's only a .920 fielder, though, so everything is dangerous. But he makes the catch there, and there's 2 out. Here's Pinson, 1 for 2 today with a triple. Triple would drive in 2 in this situation. 1 ball to Pinson. That should be out of play. It is. 1 ball and 1 strike to Veda Pinson. And he gets a base hit. Heilman barely moves. Rose will go, and he'll score. And the 68s take the lead 3-2. Tommy Helms still not out of the inning. Fans like that one. But Heilman barely moves. He goes back a little bit and makes the catch at the end of the inning. After 5 complete, it's Cincinnati 68, 3, Cincinnati 32. So now we're going to start. See, now I have to change the options and go to human so I can make a change. So I think I'm going to do it this way because I can select this. Starters are available as well. All right, so we have 2 left-handers coming up, so that means we will bring in our old friend Jerry Arrigo. Jerry Arrigo will come into the game to pitch to the 2 left-handers. Now we will switch it back to computer. And now we will begin. Face Crawford, Musil, and Sukforth. So I know that he is a part-time second baseman. Shares with another fella that we haven't seen yet by the name of Hod Ford. No, is that? I think he was mostly the second baseman. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's pretty much 50-50. But he is probably a better fielder, 984 with a range of 3 versus Crawford. Crawford is 969 with a range of 3. So a little bit slightly better. Oh well, maybe if this was the 8th or 9th inning, we'd do the switch, but it's only the 6th, so we will let him pitch to Crawford. High fly ball to guess who? Pete Rose makes the play.
Center fielder.
1 out here in the 6th inning. Here's Musil, 1 for 2. And Perez coming in. Tough play. He makes a poor play. And he's safe. Poor play by Tony Perez allows Musil to reach, but it's still a base hit. Sukforth. So on the bench for the catcher is Johnny Gooch. And just like saying his name, what kind of fielding? He's 955, catcher 3, arm 5, pass ball 60 or pass ball 6. And compared to Sukforth, who is a 7.5, a little bit better arm, better fielder. So we'll let him stay in the ball game for now. We need his defense. Oh, so can he bunt 4? He can hit and run here. Let's try 1. We're ahead on the count. Let's try 1 time hit and run. Stay out of the double play. They've been helped so much by the double play, so that worked out all right. But now we have a runner in scoring position with 2 out here in the 6th inning.
Shortstop, Leo DeRocher.
So let's see if they pitch to Leo. I don't see why, because Fry's a better hitter, but maybe they just say he's a pitcher. Nope, they pitch to him. And he pops it. Will Perez get there? That's the question of the day. Looks close. Just out of play. And Leo sighs a sigh of relief. Hits a ball to deep center field. Pinson should have no problem, and that ends the inning. And the threat. 5.5 innings, 3-2 68s. And that's it for Benny Fry. He stands to lose this ball game where he won game 1. Oh yeah, shows available starters. Okay, so we got the bottom of the order, although Johnson and Rose are due up, and they can bring a pinch hitter here. So we'll bring in, not the best, Ash. He is our closer. We won't bring him in. Cy Johnson pitched well yesterday. Culp, he's all right. Some of these other guys are bad. So we'll bring in Ray Culp to pitch there. Okay. Cardenas is 2 for 2 today, so he's no easy out. Here's the pitch to Leo. Ground ball to Strip. Strip takes it himself. Culp offered But he says, no, I got it myself, and there's one away.
Gary, Arrigo,
Okay, now I got to put on the human again, just to make the switch. Rigo pitched fine. So let's see. Versus the right-hander. Any left-handed hitters? Mac Jones. Fred Whitfield. Woody Woodward. I'm looking for on base. Pat Corrales. Don Pavlich. Okay, we'll bring in Mac Jones to pinch hit.
pinch hitting for Cincinnati 68, Mac Jones.
Oh, yes, yes. Gotta take it off again. Be doing this a lot. All right. Mac Jones up the middle, base hit.
Left fielder, Alex Johnson.
So brings up the top of the order. Alex Johnson, 1 for 3. Strike. 2 strikes quickly on Johnson. Struck him out.
Right fielder, Pete Rose.
How many strikeouts? Not very many in this game. Only the 4th strikeout of the game by both teams combined. Here's Rose, the mighty Rose, doubled and singled. He's 2 for 3. Fouls it back. I've never seen a catcher move that quickly in my life. And he gets another hit. 3 for 4 today's Pete Rose goes all the way to the wall. Mac Jones might score. Let's see. We're going to try. 40% chance of throwing him out. We got to make a try. Here we go. Here's the play at the plate. He makes it easily. So poor play on center field by Musil. He struggled a little bit out there. A little bit, quite a bit. Well, who is... I mean, how much center fielding did he play? Played 39 games. Who's the main center fielder for this team? It's probably some guy who can't hit a lick. Ivor Swanson and Marty Callahan. So, they're not bad hitters, but okay, so then you're going to take Walker. See, Walker has 472 at-bats. Musil has 443 at-bats, and Heilman... So it's almost like they have this 5-man rotation thing going on there. The 2 best fielders in center are Swanson and Callahan. And we know that there's a Marty Callahan fan club. We talked about that last time. He's a really good fielder out there. So this game might be, well, that one play, no matter who was out there, just because he bobbled it didn't mean he was going to prevent the run from scoring there in that first run for the 68s. But anyway, it's 4-2 now. And a man in scoring position for Lee May with 2 out here in the 6th inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Lee May. And it's a fly ball. Let's see if Musil can field this cleanly. Looks like he does.
Ray Cole.
Okay, so we have Perez. Okay, so we're bringing a pinch hitter now. Okay, sometimes I get mixed up with these things. When you're trying to do both teams, it gets a mix-up. Okay, we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. We don't know who they're bringing in. We'll let them bring in their pitcher first. So, oh yeah, I gotta change this. Preferences, human. Okay, so what pitcher? We have a left-hander and a bunch of right-handers. We already used our... oh yeah, this is right. Okay, so this is 7th and 8th that we saved for Carroll and Abernathy. So last time we bring in Cloninger. This time we're going to bring in Jim Maloney. Jim Maloney will pitch. He's a good pitcher.
For Cincinnati 68, Jim Maloney.
They have a 2-run lead, and they're going to have to face incredible bullpen men in the 8th and 9th inning. So Culp, you're done. Oops, yeah, I got to do it on here. Culp, and we're going to bring in Mr. Marty Callahan. Callahan will come in.
Cincinnati 38,
So, computer, here we go. See if we can get back in this ball game. A dribbler, Cardenas, makes the play, throws across the diamond, and there's one out here in the 7th.
Left fielder, Kurt Walker.
There's Walker. He hits it pretty well. The fans groan. Pinson going back. Makes the play.
First baseman, Joe Strip.
2 outs here in the 7th. Things don't look very good now for the 30s. They're down 2 late in the ball game.
Fielder, Harry Heilman.
But here's a chance for Heilman. 0 for 3. Come on, show what you can do. Ball 1 to Harry Heilman. Ball 2. Walk would be better than nothing, I guess. Ball 3. And he hits it foul, Perez. I don't think he's going to get to that one. Out of play and 3rd row up. So one strike and 3 balls to Harry Heilman. And he walks him. That brings up Tony Cuccinello.
Third baseman, Tony Cuccinello.
He is 1 for 3, singled, and drove in a run in the 1st inning. Let's see what he can do here with 2 out. Pops it back. Bench is going back, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be out of play. 1 strike to Cuccinello. 1-1. 2-1 to Tony Cuccinello. Strike. 2-2. 3-2. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And we're going to have another one as that one's out of play. Still 3-2 to Cuccinello. Making Maloney work. And he walked him. Bases loaded. See, this is why we kept Crawford in the ball game. To face Maloney. With the bases loaded. 2 out. He is 0 for 3. Ball 1 to Crawford. This is the big chance because you've got Clay Carroll and Abernathy in the 8th and 9th inning. We have to do it now. Ball 2, 2-1 to Pat Crawford. 3-1 to Crawford. Should we take? No, we'll let him judge. Strike! 3-2 to Crawford. Here's the payoff pitch. He hits it back to create more suspense. Although Bench has a chance at this one. No, I see black. So he's out of play. See the shadow. Here's another payoff pitch to Crawford. He walked him. Walked in a run. And it's 4-3. And Maloney, he's a good pitcher, but he's struggling here in his outing here in the 7th inning. And here's Musil, 2 for 3 today. Singled twice and struck out. He hits it hard but foul. Perez makes a diving attempt but doesn't. He's no Brooks Robinson there at third base, so he didn't get to it. 4-3 is the score. 7th inning, bases loaded. 1 strike to Musil. Strike 2. He's in the hole. 0-2. Can he crawl himself out of this hole? Ball. Good eye. He doesn't go for that sucker ball. Ball 2. 2-2 to Musil. Quick pitch, and he strikes him out. So we didn't quite get back, but we got 1 run. So we're going to have to find somebody to bring in. Now, let's make a decision here. Okay, Walker, Callahan. Should we take Musil out? Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in, because Musil was up last. So we're going to do a double switch here. So Callahan will play center. A new pitcher must be decided. Okay, so we'll bring in Cy Johnson and put him in Musil's spot. And then we'll bring let Callahan stay in the game and play center field.
Pitching for Cincinnati 30, S.I. Johnson.
S.I. Johnson. I don't adjust narrator pronunciations on video, so we'll leave it at S.I. Johnson when it's Cy Johnson. Here's the pitch of Tony Perez. I was about to say he's 0 for 3 today, but he's now 1 for 4 with a base hit to right.
Catcher, Johnny, bench.
So the 68s want to answer here in the 7th inning. Bench is 0 for 3. Strike to Johnny Bench. And it's a little dribbler. Will it go foul? Strip's coming in. He fields it, throws it to Crawford, and he is out. So it was basically, was that an intentional bunt? He does bunt, so it was a sacrifice. We could put him on to put the double play. What's Helms? What is Helms today? He is 0 for 2. So you could say that he's due, or you can say he's not very good. So which is it? The meeting on the mound. We are going to pitch. We're going to pitch to Pinson. And he fouls it back. You say, oh, you should have put him on. I don't know. I just believe, I don't know if this game really has ketchup or not. You know, if a guy's 0 for 2, we saw with Perez, he got a base hit because he was 0 for 3. Old bench, he might have got a hit, but he bunted. Pinson's 2 for 3, so will they make him 3 for 4? Don't know. Lots of foul balls straight back. What does that mean? Means these pitchers or these hitters are just missing him. 2 strikes on Pinson. And it's a base hit. Again, the managing is poor. And the play is poor and left. So will Perez try to score? We are going to try to throw home. I don't know if they're going to give us an option to cut it off. It looks like he's out. Nice throw. He recovers. Poor play, but he has the arm to throw out Perez at home. And we're only 1 run behind still. Whew, we got lucky there. So Pinson is 3 for 4 today. He's going for second. He is safe at second. I don't know about that, Mr. Umpire, sir. They says they'll never get him. It looked close to me. So now we got a runner in scoring position again. Helms or Cardenas? So Cardenas, what is he, 0 for or 3 for 3? No, he's 2 for 3 today. He's burned us already. So we're not going to pitch to him. Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Helms. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Helms. Tense ball game. Every pitch means a lot. The way baseball should be. That one's another one fouled back. These catchers are saying, you know, I've gone back 15 times and I haven't been able to get to the ball, but I'm still going for it because this game is huge. It's a playoff game. Ball. These guys want to win. 3-2 to Tommy Helms. And it's a ground ball to DeRocher. Makes the play, throws him out. That's the end of the inning. So we escaped because of Kurt Walker. It was all part of his plan. He was playing possum there in left and saying, oh, I can't get this ball, knowing that he was going to throw out Tony Perez. He looked weak on purpose to bait Tony Perez to go home, and then he throws him out. All right, that's it for Maloney. Now we will bring in the men that we promised. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can do it, even though it's... Can I bring him in? Oh, I can do it without. I can still do it. I should know that because I've probably done it all this time. But I don't have to have it on computer to human to make the change. Here's Clay Carroll. He is a 2.29 ERA, 7-7 record, 1.098 whip, an outstanding reliever. Only 3 home runs allowed in 122 at-bats. Things are going to be very difficult for the 30s to get back in this ball game now. And then they have Abernathy in the 9th. Here's Suk fourth. He is a high fly ball to Pinson. Pinson could make that in his sleep. 1 away. Here's DeRocher. 1 for 3 today. Oh, it looks like it hit him. I think that was on purpose. Because
Center fielder.
Leo has never been the most loved ball player. Even as a ball player or manager. So that could be retaliation for some smart aleck comment. Here's Callahan. He's a good bunter. 9. But he's also a left-handed batter. We're going to take a chance. Because if we put him on, it's still just, there's 2 out. If it was nobody out, I'd probably bunt. Let's hope he gets on. That's what we're trying to do. That's why he's in the ball game, for his on-base abilities. 2 balls and a strike to Callahan. 3 balls and a strike to Callahan. And he hits it, but it should be a base hit, so it pays off. Go to third, go to third, go to third. We're waving you over. Oh, 62% chance. I'm going for it. We got this great pitcher on the mound. We got opportunity. 62% chance. Here we go. Bad managing again. Here he goes. The throw. Safe. He's safe. Leo is safe. It's first and third with 1 out. And the tying run at third base for Kurt Walker. And they bring the infield in with the double play possibility. That's interesting. Ball 1 to Kurt Walker. The fans on the edge of their seats. Fly ball. Is this deep enough? We know Pete Rose has an incredible arm. DeRocher tagging up. He's going, no, he doesn't even. It was deeper than we thought. And the tying run is scored because of the great managing. No, because of Leo DeRocher's running ability. 4-4. We always give credit to the players. They're the ones that execute. 4-4 tie. Here's Strip. And I just, that you shouldn't do that. I got a comment a few weeks ago. Playing for a tie on the road. Interesting was the comment. Well, it's better than being behind. And I really didn't play for a tie. I mean, you try to get a run in. You do everything you can. If I would have bunted there, yeah, then maybe, yes, I was playing for the tie. But I was hoping for more, and I'm glad we're tied. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ball 1. Well, ball 2. I'm too busy yapping. These guys have shown great patience. Like Clay Carroll is not a guy who walks a lot of people. But they're showing great patience today. Strike. 3-1. He took a swing at it, so we gave him the green light. Walked him. 2 men on, and now, once again, for another chance to redeem himself, Harry Heilman. Although he did walk last time, but he's 0 for 3 with a walk. Can he come through finally? He is due, more than due. Ball 1 to Harry Heilman, the big hitter on the team. 2 balls and no strikes. Maybe they're avoiding him. 3 balls and no strikes to Harry Heilman. Cuccinello, he's saying, okay, you don't want to face him. I can do damage too. That's the advantage, not just having one guy on the team that can hit. How did this team lose 19 of 74 in the second half? They're not bad. Cuccinello's up. 2 out. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. He pops it, but once again, out of play. One strike on Cuccinello. Clay Carroll in big trouble. 1 run is already in. He's got to throw strikes, but that's a second ball. And it's hit hard. It looks like it's going right to the gap. Cuccinello says, yeah, you pitch around Heilman. This is what happens. He's going home. Could clear the bases. He does. A 3-run double for Tony Cuccinello. And the score is 1937. 1968-4. Holy cow, the Crosley field is silent. Here's a fly ball, Pinson, that should end the inning. And it does. But how can you have a great play and flub it? What happened there? He bobbles it and then he caught it. I guess he wanted to be on ESPN, even though ESPN did not exist until 1980 or 79, 80, somewhere in there. All right. Now, the problem is now we do not have great men in the bullpen. We're facing Cardenas, a pinch hitter, and Johnson. We're saving Ken Ash for the 9th inning. And these guys are not very good. Red Lucas is probably the best bet. Although, I don't like him either. Red Lucas is coming in to pitch.
Pitching for Cincinnati 30, Red Lucas.
Red Lucas, a 14-16 record, 5.38 ERA. 3 runs ahead. Here's a fly ball to Heilman. Going back, he should make it. And no red bobbling going on, so he makes the catch. 1 away. Okay, a pinch hitter now for Clay Carroll. On base, 294. There's one guy over here that was pretty good on base percentage. Yes, Don Pavlich. He'll come into the game.
For Cincinnati 68, Don Pavlich.
Pavlik. No, that's Pavlich. There's a referee in the NHL, Pavlich, or was he a linesman? So I know it definitely is Pavlich. And he gets a base hit. So he's trying to get his team back in the game.
Left fielder, Alex Johnson.
So Johnson's up, and who is anxiously waiting in the on-deck circle? Pete Rose. Charlie Hustle. High fly ball. Crawford. Looks like it's a pop fly. Crawford should be there. I don't know if we can bring in a better fielder.
Right
But he makes the play.
Rose.
And here is Pete Rose. 3 for 4. He's doubled. He's grounded out. He's singled and doubled again. He's been Mr. Everything. He has just 1 RBI out of all that, but he has scored how many runs? They don't have run. Oh, here, 1 run, 1 RBI, 3 hits, 4 at-bats, 2 doubles. He's been amazing. Well, he's the batting champion. Of course he's amazing. Fly ball to Heilman. Heilman has to go back. It's off the wall. Another extra base hit for Pete Rose. And they hold Pavlich. Don't want to take any chances, I guess. They need 3 runs. So Rose has done it all, but the guys behind them have struggled. May is 0 for 2. Perez is 1 for 4. And Bench is 0 for 4. Here's the pitch. Lucas. Here's a dribbler. Come on, Leo. Poor play by Leo, so that's going to score a run. Unless some miracle happens here. He's safe. And another run is scored, so they have 7. And the lead is 2. And here's Tony Perez, 1 and 4. 1 out of 4. Strike. Oh, the nails are being chewed all over the ballpark. The 68s don't want to go down in this series 0-2. Strike. 2-2 to Tony Perez. He's the RBI man of the team. He always was a great RBI man, but he doesn't come through this time. And the inning's over. 7-5 is the score going into the 9th. And we're going to see Mr. Abernathy now, even though they're still behind. That is the plan O, is to bring in Abernathy in the 9th inning.
8-10, Abernathy.
And now we have a pinch hitter for Lucas. Has to be a right-hander. George Kelly will come into the ball game.
Pinch hitting for Cincinnati 30, George Kelly.
Something tells me he is a legendary player. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before many, many times. I know. As you've heard in the recordings. But George Kelly, I think he's not just a nobody. Or am I is there a High Pockets Kelly? Yeah, okay, yes. High Pockets Kelly, see, yes, yes. Okay, so what's unusual about him? Okay, did he pitch? Pitching. Yeah, he started as a pitcher. He didn't do nothing. He probably went to war here. It's probably war. And he came back. a new man. What happened to them overseas? But because he all of a sudden became a pretty decent offensive player here for the Giants. So that's probably why I've heard of him, because the Giants are famous, right? Anybody who plays for the Giants, he is a Hall of Famer. Okay, so why? His numbers look pretty good, but I think there was, who was it? Frankie Frisch? I remember reading that the 1922 Giants, almost the entire team got put into the Hall of Fame because of Frankie Frisch, or someone who was on the Veterans Committee of the All-Star. I don't know if it was Frankie Frisch or somebody. That he almost put, he voted all his teammates into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Frankie Frisch. And he put almost all his teammates into the Hall of Fame from this team. And one of them was High Pockets Kelly, although he earned it. He's had a great year that year, but so that's why he's a Hall of Famer. So yes, he's not just a nobody. But here he is in the 9th inning, coming off the bench to face Abernathy. And he gets a base hit. See, I'm a Hall of Famer. I can get a base hit off the ace reliever.
Catcher, Clyde.
Do we have anybody that can run? You got Heidi Cruz. Nobody steals bases. This stolen base was not a part of the thought process in 1930. But he might as well bring in somebody who can run. We'll bring in Heidi Cruz, and maybe he'll stay in the game and play second base. Let's see. Is he a second baseman? Cruz? Yes, he's a second baseman. 987. So yes, we'll keep him in the ball game with the lead, and he'll play second base, and he'll come in to run. See, there's a plan here. This is not all madness. Foul ball. The catcher Sukforth. 1 strike to Sukforth. Ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1 to Clyde Sukforth, who does not sook. 2-2. Fouled it back. I like those foul backs better, those quick ones, rather than those lazy pop out of plays. Hits it pretty well, but it's coming on in, and he should make the catch. He does. It was up too high. And Kritz goes back to first base. 1 away for Leo DeRocher. He's 1 for 3, but he has been a factor. In fact, he got hit by a pitch. He took one for the team, and he scored one of the runs in the 8th inning. And he took it, he went the extra base, and then he tagged up. Strike to DeRocher. 1-1. Here's a high fly ball, pretty deep. And Johnson makes the catch. This is the kind of baseball I like. This getting guys over, taking the extra base, scoring on a sac fly. The way baseball should be played, not just playing for the 3-run homer. And 1930s, that was just as powerful a year, even more so than today. At least batting average wise, and they still played baseball fundamentally well. We will not try for it.
Center fielder, Marty Callahan.
Marty Callahan has been a factor since he came into the ball game. So all you Marty Callahan fans out there, the Marty Callahan fan club, are very pleased. He is 1 strike on Callahan. And he's definitely solidified the center field position from Bob Musil, who has struggled out there today. Ground ball, it could be 2. Goes to second. Throws. No, he doesn't even try. Oh, that was 2 out. That's why. Anyway, here we go. In comes the closer, Mr. Ken Ash. And no, he will not come in there. So we're going to cancel that because he's staying in the ball game. So we have to go to this screen. And we will select Crawford, bring in Mr. Ash. He'll pitch, and Kritz will stay in the ball game and play second base, as he is the superior fielder.
Pitching for Cincinnati 30, Ken Ash.
Here's Johnny Bench, 0 for 3. He sacrificed last time. Last chance for the 68s, or else they're going down 2-0 in the series
Pinson.
against the underdogs 30 Reds. And it lines out to Cuccinello for the first out. Here's Helms. He's 0 for 3. And he hits one right to the mound. Ash makes the play, throws him out. He's not a great fielder, but he makes the play there flawlessly, and there's 2 out. Okay, I must be...
Final score from Crosley.
I get my outs all mixed up, but that was the last out.
68-5.
Too much yapping, that's my problem.
Winner. Clay Carroll is the loser. Ken Ash gets the save. Time of the game, 2 hours, 35 minutes.
So that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So we go into... I'll just put Reds round 1. Round 1. That is the ball game. There's your box score. And the 1930s take the 2-0 lead with a 7-5 victory, thanks to our MVP, Tony Cuccinello, who is 2 for 4 with that big bases clearing double in the 8th inning to put the 30s ahead 7-4 at the time. And the final score is 7-5. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for 1930. 1968's 5 runs, 15 hits, no errors. Pete Rose did everything he could in this ball game, 4 for 5 with a run and a RBI with 3 doubles. He got some support from Veda Pinson, but not much else. And the winner of this game is Cy Johnson. He's 1-0. And the loser is Clay Carroll, 0-1. So that is game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Cincinnati Red series will be excellent. And hopefully you'll tune in for game number 3. Once again, the final score, the 1930 Reds 7, the 1968 Reds 5. This is King Ikeboo coming to you from Crosley Field in Cincinnati. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.